Okay, so this is how we're going to hair our Michael Myers masks. Or mask. Got some Morit Shetland here. It's a perfect dark blonde, so it'll work fine for this. Now you can draw some lines with a Sharpie marker to mark off your rows if you want to. I personally don't. Usually I just wing it. So cut off about 4-inch sections, just like that. We're using some tacky glue to glue it on. It's in the clear kind. It's white, but it all dries clear, so it'll be fine for what we're doing with it. Kind of, I don't know if you can see that. Okay, can you see that? Yeah. I'm fanning the hair out a little bit, just kind of spreading it out. I'm going to put some hair, or put some glue. I need a new bottle of glue onto the mask where I'm going to put the row. Make sure we don't get up too close to the hairline, because the hairline we're going to do it kind of a different way. Then I'm going to put a little bit on the hair too, just to kind of make sure it sticks real well. I think it's kind of messy. That's okay, we'll clean it up. That's alright if that happens too, just kind of smooth it out like that. And then go ahead and just lay it down. So I ordered this Morit Shetland off of Etsy. Try to zoom out where you can see a little bit better. Off Etsy, and I'd ordered some Shetland before, but it was white, and so I had to dye it. And Shetland's kind of a soft hair, so when you dye it and you put it in that hot water, and then you take it out of the hot water, it has a tendency to just get all matted and stuck together. It's called felting, which is something people do on purpose with wool roving like Shetland, you know, to do different crafts and things with. But once it does that, it's not reversible. You've got darn it, I didn't put any glue on top of that on the hair, but only on the mask on that row. So if that happens, just put a little over the top there. Gotta make sure all those hair fibers are in that glue, not just the ones that are on the part that's facing the mask. To keep from getting your fingers all glued up, I recommend these little crafting popsicle sticks. You can get them in the craft section, and that way you can kind of mat the glue into the hair with that instead of trying to use a fingertip, and then you're trying to grab hair with gluey fingers and everything's getting stuck to you, and it's hard to do. little too hard there. Make sure that whole row from front to back gets in the glue. We're gonna have all in all about 5 rows of hair. We had one when I got started. We're gonna do about 2 or 3 more. And that's about as crooked as one glue line can be. This is a Trick or Treat Studios Kirk mask that I converted to a Myers that I'm using for a demonstration. Put a little glue on the hair also. Just kind of go over with your little craft stick, make sure it all gets in that glue, so it won't all, because you're gonna have to brush it out, and you don't want it to just brush right out. Got this one a little bit shorter than I wanted to, but that's alright, it'll work. Once I brush it all out, it'll all kind of get, yeah, it's way too short. Doggone it, I forgot to put glue on top, didn't I? Okay. Yeah, I'm getting ready to have to buy another bottle of glue. I'm running out of glue. There we go. I don't want the glue. Okay, let's see. Make sure you're getting all of that hair underneath that glue, because you don't want it to get bad adhesion, because then when you go to brush it out, it won't, it'll just come right out on the brush. And I'm cutting this off. You can also just pull it apart. It's going to look like a... I tried to make a Myers with an afro when I get done here, but you'll understand when we start brushing it because it just all just comes out in wads when you go to brush it. Might just do it this way for the rest of the mask. Just put the hair down and put more glue on top of the hair instead of trying to go back and forth. When you're doing these back rows, like I was saying, try to stay away from the hairline because that's going to be a little different animal. And we will get to that in just a second because we're just about done with these with the back and the top. Yeah, that's too close to the hairline. Okay, so now I think we put what, 4 rows down? We're close to the hairline. Now we're gonna do this a little bit differently, and I'll show you how. Back here and up here, see, we don't care that the part of the the part where the hair attaches to the mask looks like this. Looks real messy and gluey and ugly. Up on the hairline, we don't want it to look like that. So there's a specific way you have to do that. Keep that from looking sloppy. Go ahead and let's cut us a row of hair here. And this is real soft. This is just really nice wool to use for hair. Of course, we'll see how it all works out after we brush it out and everything and what our end result is before I recommend it to anybody. But anyway, so on this row that we're going to use for the hairline, we want to spread it out. Kind of line our ends up here. Then we're going to put a line of glue across this. When you go to make a video, people, don't do like I did. Get a new bottle of glue. I'm sitting here having to scrape the bottom of the barrel in front of y'all. So just put you a nice line of glue across the tip there, or pretty darn close to it. Now, which I shouldn't be working on a bare table. Let me get something. Couple pieces of my kids' manila paper here. To lay that on. Now, what we're gonna do here, hope y'all can see okay. Yeah, is we're gonna take this glue and we're gonna kind of rub it into the tips of those hairs, just like that. Make sure it gets in there good. Now, we take the hairline here, and that's okay, that fell off. It's better to have a small section to focus on. We're gonna cut that sloppy part off. Now, when we go to lay this hair down on the hairline, we got glue on there, but we're not gonna see it. So, get you a clean crafting little popsicle stick here, and just very gently just tap that down to the hairline. And I know what you're thinking, but I'll show you what I'm doing here in a second with this. This hairline, I like to do it in two lines. So I do one that's kind of a straight cross from ear to ear, and then I do one that kind of curves around the forehead, and that gives it a little bit more thickness so you don't end up with any bald spots. And it looks better to not have just one continuous line. You can kind of tell when you do that. And you try to just cheat it like that. And you'll see a couple little sloppy spots here. Don't worry, I will show you a trick on how to fix that here in a second. And if it kind of gets messy like that, just go ahead and cut that off and just start over. Where's my glue go? There it is. Like I said, you want to keep that glue off your hands. I'm just doing that just for demonstration purposes. I want y'all to be able to see that that's how you make a straight line on the hairline. Or at least it ought to be. I guess up here it really doesn't matter if we do it this way or not, so we can go ahead and just get another row going across. Well, hold on, we still got a little bit there we need to fill in. Once again, we're going to spread it out. Make a little line across there with our tacky glue. Rub that down in there real good. Now I want to pick that, scrape some of it off, pull it back into there like that. Okay. Pick your row up. Just trim all of that rough edge off till we got a nice straight edge. Flip it over. And these Trick or Treat Studios masks, they come with a hairline kind of molded into the mask, so that helps a lot. See a spot there where it's coming up a little bit, so let's go ahead and take some glue. Make sure that's in there real good. Okay. Now we're just going to do the round contour of around the. So if you see those, just go ahead and grab them and push them down. And we'll perfect that later. I'll show you how to make it look good. Get yourself a wet washcloth when you do this so you don't have a big mess. And let's go ahead and just pull this part off for this front hairline to kind of give it that fluffy look on the tip. Spread it out like we did every other time. Make sure I'm not doing anything off camera here. I want y'all to be able to see this. it up. Trim the messy part off. Don't worry if you can see the glue right now, because it'll dry up there and you won't be able to see it in the light. Let's see. Get a clean tapping stick. Just tap it in. Tap it right down where you want it. Ooh, that turned out beautiful right there. Now we'll get this other piece. See, the more slower you go, the better it's going to work. So if you got to make 2 trips to do 1 row of hair, do it. Okay, I think I'm going to do this one again. Oh. Just kind of overlap right there a little bit because that corner didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Just keep an eye on your line. Make sure you got the curve of the hairline right. Now remember I told you earlier I was going to show you a little trick on how to fix those rough edges. If y'all have seen this video looking for it, if y'all have been on here looking for a video on how to hair a Michael Myers mask, I know you all have seen the video where he puts this whole front row on backwards and then just flips it. What the heck? Flips it back. We're going to do a little variation of that, and kind of these spots like that, we're going to bring it forward just a hair, just like that. Right there. Oh, don't look so good, but wait, look. And right here, get you a stick with a little dab more glue on it. Just dab a little bit on there where you want it. And just pull it. Well, no, that's too much really, but you get the point. You just find little spots where you can add a little bit of flair to it. See that? Pull it forward a little bit. bit down on there. And then just pull the hairline forward as the hair kind of just fold it over itself. Just kind of giving it a little pompadour action. This one might end up with a 50s theme when we get done with this one. Okay, now still going to have to dry, and we're still going to have to style it, and we're probably going to have to come back and do a little bit more of this touch-up work like we're doing now to it, but you're basically done. The meat and potatoes of your hair job are all done. So I hope everybody is able to take a little bit away from this. You know, I understand if anybody has any, you know, criticism, you know, or if you know of a better way to do this, you know, it's not going to hurt my feelings. I'd love to hear it.